Hi, I'm Shota from Japan.
And I'm Amber from the US.
And this is the Kotatsu Club podcast,
where we talk about all things life and travel in Japan.
How are ya?
I'm doing good, Shota. So what are we talking about today?
We're talking about healthcare system and getting medical help here in Japan.
Yes. So basically how to go to the doctor. Because I think when you move to a new country, it's very intimidating.
It's very confusing, yeah.
And confusing to go to the doctor for the first time. Personally, when I first moved to Japan, I didn't go to the doctor for an entire year because I was just
not even
scared.
A dentist?
Not even the dentist.
Oh, no.
So yeah, let's talk about it.
Yeah, sure. And it's funny because I can relate to that to a certain degree. Right?
When you were in the US.
No. Well, that too, but like when I was back here in Japan, because I remember I lived here like as a child, like I was a teenager, and I came back here as an adult. So whenever this like grown ass Japanese looking ass man,
with a Japanese name
and the fluent Japanese visits hospital, people get confused. I was like, what do you mean you don't know like what to do? Yeah. So I think I can like relate to you and you to a certain degree. Yeah,
for sure. I feel like I'm making up for it now. I'm just like doing all of the doctor's appointments that like I didn't do over the past 3 years, but it's actually fairly simple to go to the doctor in Japan, and it's also fairly cheap, especially if you're coming.
Yeah, let's talk about that first. Yeah, the cost of it all.
Yeah, especially if you're coming from the US, where the medical system is kind of problematic. So, yeah, let's talk about it.
Yeah.
One thing that, well, I guess first we should talk about like the national health insurance system and like how it works. Like, do you know how it works?
Well,
a little bit.
Again, we're not expert on these matters, and we're just talking about personal experiences and takes on it. But that got that out of the way. So it's a national health insurance.
Yeah, so everyone like pays.
Everybody chips in,
right?
Yeah, right, pays into it, and I think you're like automatically part of it.
No.
Yeah, no.
No. You do have to like go to your city hall and sign up for it.
Oh yeah, I think I did that.
And I think it goes through your job somehow.
Yeah.
Like for me, it comes out of my paycheck automatically every month. Probably the same for you. But I know before, when I was a student, I did have to like pay for it every month out of pocket. It was cheap, not free.
Right.
It was like 1,000 yen a month.
I think your company pays half of it and you pay half of it, right?
Yes.
If you're a company employee.
Yeah, and let me see. You don't know how much it is, do you?
It's like 16,600.
Okay. I think especially how low the copays are, it's really good. So
it's 30%.
It's much cheaper. All of the healthcare services in Japan, they're very reasonably priced compared to, at least compared to the US. So for example, if you need an ambulance, Shota, how much is that in Japan?
Why are you putting me in a spot like that?
You don't know?
I don't know. I've never been in an ambulance.
I've never been either, but I thought it was common knowledge that it's free in Japan.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, it's free, guys. Yeah. That's why some people use it as a taxi. And no, like it was on the news all over.
What?
Like a while. Yeah, because well, especially the elderlies, they use that as a taxi. Yeah, because they need to go to the hospital anyways. So it was like, hey, I need an ambulance. And, when the people arrived, they'd be like, yeah, I just need to go to the hospital.
Oh my gosh, they just needed a ride to the hospital.
Yeah. So that became an issue. But
that's not a common thing, though.
That's not a common thing. Well, it kind of was.
Oh, it was?
It kind of was, yeah. But flip side of the same coin, that means it's free. So...
Yeah, so in the US, often people like won't call for an ambulance because it costs like $500.
Yeah, no, I heard this story. I think it was on like TikTok or something. This like international student from America in the UK. Like I think they got like a broken bone or something, and his like peers are like calling the ambulance. He's just like, stop! Like don't call, do not.
I'll limp to the hospital.
Yeah. And you were like, it's okay, Like it's not gonna cost anything,
Oh, in the UK.
In the UK.
It was an American person in the UK.
Right. So yeah, if you're an American person, like I can definitely see how terrifying it is to be involved in like any medical services.
Yeah. So luckily things are much cheaper here in Japan when you have the health insurance.
Yeah.
So how exactly do you go to the doctor? Like how do you make appointments? This is like all things I didn't know, because especially I was afraid of like calling to make an appointment with my poor Japanese.
Well, you can call them up, but usually they have like some sort of like online appointment system,
Yeah, I would say most of them do.
Most of the time, yeah. Especially like if you live in like a city,
right?
Most of them have some sort of like online like web form to like fit up. And after that, you're like given this like card called Shinsatsuken, every single time you visit a doctor's office or like any dentist, doctor's office, like it's all same thing, but you have to like bring the card and how do you call it? Like it kind of like logs your
patient number
on patient number on it, and it logs like the past dates and everything. Visits.
It has all of your information. So you'll get this card from each doctor you go to. So it's not like one card and you use it everywhere. It's an individual card for each, like one for your dentist, one for your allergy doctor, one for your, I don't know, other dentist, doctor.
Skin doctor. Yeah, that's why I got like 10 of them.
Yeah, me too. I have like a collection of them. And I didn't know when they were giving this Shinsatsuken to me, we don't have this in the US. So I just thought it was like a business card and I just threw it out. And when I went there, they're like, Shinsatsuken onegai shimasu. And I was like, Shinsatsu what? So
yeah, it's called Shinsatsuken.
Yeah, so that's a thing. Yeah, keep a hold of your little cards that they give you.
Yeah, you need to keep them. But I think all they need to know, because they need to like look you up in the system. That's like essentially what they need to do. Yeah. So like with the card, it's easier. But I think at the end of the day, they can just like look you up by your name and like birthday and stuff like that. So sometimes like I forget them, but pretty much all the time, it's going to be okay.
Oh, yeah. They're not going to like yell at you or anything if you forget it. But they will be slightly annoyed and they'll ask for your
They're going to be majorly annoyed.
They definitely look a little visibly like, okay, like, you lost it. Like, but it is common. So they'll either make you a new one if you lost it, or if you're like, oh, sumimasen, just like, if you forgot it at home, that's fine. And they'll ask for your hokensho, which is your health insurance card, so they can confirm your identity. I think one other thing that we forgot to mention that I didn't know before I made my first doctor's appointment in Japan, I didn't know how to look up the doctor's offices.
What do you mean?
In the US, if you need to get a doctor's appointment, you'll usually look up, what are they called? Oh my God, I haven't been there in
Google?
So long. No, like the name of the clinic. Like I didn't know like what to like write. Like when I needed to go to the dermatologist, I was like, what do I search for? I was like, is there a dermatologist? Because everyone would say hospital for everything.
Right.
In the US, the hospital is like where you go for emergencies. It's like a big, but then everyone would just call every doctor's the hospital. So I didn't know, like, do I search hospital? Like, what do I put in Google to find the doctor I want to go to? Like, I feel like that we should maybe quickly talk about.
Yeah, so there are like a general hospitals and specific clinics.
Yeah,
I think they're both fine, especially if you live in like smaller towns. There are like a little clinics, but people tend to go to just like a bigger, like a general hospital, maybe like 20-minute drive away or something like that, to just like take care of everything.
Yeah, and things are actually really different here. Something that was surprising to me is in the US, like each doctor has like a specialty usually. There's like a dermatologist who's a skin doctor. But in Japan, like when I go to my dentist, he's like a pediatrician and a dentist.
Yeah, you see just like a generalist doctor first, right?
Yeah. So, there's like...
I don't know what are they called though. What are they called?
So each doctor you want to go to is called something else. So if you have a problem with like your nose, your throat, or your ears, and you want to go to an ENT, ear, nose, and throat doctor, that's called
耳鼻科.
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 So you would go to a 耳鼻科 for that, and you would search that in Japanese. And it'll come up on Google Maps, like all of the ones in your area. And then you click that, you go online, you scroll, you make your appointment.
Yeah.
So I find the best way to figure out what each kind of doctor is called in Japanese is just to go on ChatGPT. Something I did not have the luxury of
let's go through the terminologies.
For all the doctors?
Dermatologist.
What is it called? I forget.
皮膚科.
皮膚科.
皮膚 means skin.
Yeah.
And ka is like
medical doctor
thing.
thing.
Yeah. And for eye doctors, do you know?
No.
眼科.
なるほど.
眼科. And ENT, 耳鼻科.
Right.
And
I know one for all of the females out there.
Oh yeah.
For the gynecologist, it's called Ladies Clinic. Ladies Clinic.
Or 産婦人科.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Right, but ladies clinic, you know.
Yeah, if you search ladies clinic, that it'll come up. You also might want to go to a doctor who's actually, let's continue listing maybe the doctors first.
Is there more? Oh, 小児科?
小児科.
Like the kids doctor. What are they called?
Okay. A pediatrician.
The pediatrician.
Pediatrician, yeah.
Yeah, 小児科.
An allergist is usually just the 耳鼻科ね.
Yeah, so like if you have like a nose infection or something like that, you go to 耳鼻科, and skin infection, 皮膚科. Yeah.
Okay.
And what is 内科? Can you look up like what 内科 is? What's 内科?
Internal medicine.
Internal medicine, and 外科 is external.
I don't know what that one is.
Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah, so
we're not that old yet.
You could also just like whatever doctor you're going to ask ChatGPT, like what the Japanese equivalent to that is, and then put that in Google Maps and it'll come up. So ChatGPT is amazing. There's so many things that are like out now that were not out 4 years ago when I just moved here that would make daily life so much easier. But yes. So you go to the doctor. You give them your 診察券.
診察券と、保険証.
Yeah, and you usually have to fill out a form. And it's the same kind of forms you get in the US where it's like you're a new patient.
Oh, is that right?
And you have to like fill out like your past medical history, your address, just like general information.
Do they usually like give you translated version of it?
It's usually in Japanese.
Oh, but they have like a translation underneath it? No?
It's all in Japanese.
Really?
So yeah, you have to, if you can't read Japanese, you should use Google Lens. And it's an app on your phone where you can use the camera to translate the whole piece of paper.
Right. Okay.
And, yeah, so that's what you can do. You fill out your form, do your best in Japanese. You're going to have to write. Well, usually it's circling, just a lot of circling. Right?
Yeah, it's very simple, your names and your date of birth and address and stuff like that. Yeah.
So it shouldn't be too hard. You hand that in and then you just kind of wait until they call you. And then you go into the room and you talk to the doctor. So you might want to talk to an English-speaking doctor. So that you'll just have to kind of search for. And if you're living outside of Tokyo, there might not be an English-speaking doctor.
Right.
And you might just have to use Google Translate a lot to talk to your doctor.
Yeah, I don't know what people did like before, like.
Yeah, I don't know. I still don't know how people who don't speak Japanese go to the doctor. That's probably why I didn't go to the doctor for my first year. Because I probably was so nervous to speak Japanese or like do it in Japanese.
Yeah.
But
I feel like in Japan, you know, when you live in like state like Wyoming, you know, the major city that is like closest to you is like Denver, which is like 4 to 5 hours away. But like that
45 hours?
No, 4 to 5 hours
gotcha.
away. You know, but that would never happen in Japan, right? Because if you like live in like Inaka and Kansai, you know, maybe like you can go to like Kyoto, Osaka, or Kobe to access to English speaking doctors. you know, and in the greater Tokyo area, the same thing. You know, even if you live in Shikoku, you know, I'm pretty sure there are like some of them in like Matsuyama or so.
Right.
Like, I think if you like drive far enough, um, I don't think you would end up in a situation where like you have no access to English speaking doctor like at all. No.
I don't know. I usually handle all my medical stuff in Japanese.
Oh, flex.
I mean, honestly, it's good practice because
true.
they're if they don't speak English, then there was one time recently where like a woman was like, "Oh, is it better if I speak like English or Japanese?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, I guess English is like more wakariyasu." Mm-hmm. And then she couldn't speak English. I was like, and like I see her like struggling. I was like, I
think doctors are like typically highly educated, right? So maybe like in the worst case scenario, you can probably like write it out, and maybe like if they can like visually see what's written now, maybe like they can understand better, because you don't want to like mess it up, right? You don't want to like misdiagnosed. So
sometimes if too like a doctor says a word that I don't know, I would just like ask them if they knew the word in English, and if they didn't, I would just put it into my Japanese dictionary. And like, and you learned a new word. I think that's definitely a difficult part about going to the doctor that can be intimidating is the language barrier. But again, there are doctors who do speak English. You might want to search. And if you can't find one, you're just going to do it through Google Translate as best you can.
Yeah, no, I'm like pretty tight with my dentist, you know, like I visit him like pretty often.
He speaks English too.
Supposedly,
what?
Like he wants to, like he's like, oh Shota, like I saw, because like he lives in the neighborhood. So like he's like, oh like Shota, like I saw you with like your like visibly foreign friends, like why don't you like, you know, bring these patients to me, you know? I was like, wait, like can you like speak English? He's like, I can try, you know. So I think a lot of like maybe I think he's from Shikoku as well. Coincidentally, but anyways, that's another story.
Which prefecture?
Tokushima.
Okay.
Yeah, but pretty close to like right next to my city. So yeah, but anyways, so yeah, I think a lot of like doctors are like willing to do that in English.
Yeah, and even if they don't speak English, they'll still be super nice and like usually help you out and like try helpful. Try to like try to speak English and like be patient while you're looking things up and stuff. Yeah. I've honestly never had a bad experience at the doctor, even when there was a language barrier. So yeah, don't be scared. Don't miss out on your doctor appointments for an entire year like I did.
Yeah. Go to dentist at least.
Yeah, at least go to the dentist.
Go to dentist, yeah.
Everything's super cheap. You'll be surprised. Even the medicine. Okay, yeah, so that's another thing.
Yeah. Like how much?
Not even just how much, but if your doctor, so at the end of your visit, you'll go back into the waiting room and wait until you're called, and then the receptionist. So I think this is a little different in the US, and I definitely messed up when I first started going to the doctor in Japan, whereas usually like right after like you get seen by the doctor, you just go directly to the receptionist and pay. In Japan, you don't do that. You go wait and you sit, and then they call you. The receptionist
they'll call your name, right?
When it's time for you to pay. And they'll give you your bill, and it's usually really cheap, and your
prescription.
Yeah. It's usually really cheap, and then they'll give you your prescription.
There you go.
And you take that. And something that was a culture shock for me was that not all drugstores in Japan have pharmacies in them. So some of them are literally just like drugstores that sell like over-the-counter medications and like shampoo and like skincare and makeup. And then there are others that have the pharmacy also in them. And then there's others that are literally just pharmacies.
Right next to each other.
Yeah, or they're just like pharmacies that only sell prescription medication. So you can't like buy shampoo there.
Right.
So I didn't know this. So I would just like went to a drugstore and I was like, hey, where's like the pharmacy section? They were like, there is none. And I was where do I get my prescription filled? So what is the name for the pharmacy with the drug, like with the prescription area?
処方箋薬局.
Yes.
Yeah. So 薬局 is a pharmacy. 処方箋 is what's the word?
For prescriptions.
For prescription?
Prescriptions. Yeah.
Prescription. So 処方箋薬局 means prescription pharmacy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how do you say prescription? Is it
shohosen?
shohosen?
Shohosen.
Okay.
Right. So they'll ask you, shohosen arimasu ka? It's like, do you have shohosen? They were like, hell yeah. Right here.
Yeah, and a lot of the doctors, they have these shohosen pharmacies nearby, or you can just go to one near your house, which is what I do.
It's usually like right next to it, for the most part. But if not, if the time schedule, doesn't work out or something like that, usually you can take it to like shohosen yakyoku nearby.
Yeah.
So yeah. But they have like expiration date.
Oh yeah, that's important. Yeah. That's so important. I didn't know this, and I let some of my prescriptions expire. So in the US, they don't expire for like a year.
Right.
But in Japan, they expire in 3 to 4 days. So if you don't fill your prescription right away, you might have to go back to the doctor and get another one.
Yeah.
So yeah, super important. I did not know this. I
didn't know either.
I let my prescriptions expire.
Yeah.
Yeah, get it filled ASAP.
Yeah. Wait, so should we talk about like cost of things?
I think I still want to talk a little bit more about how to get your prescription.
Okay.
So when you go to this pharmacy for the first time, you're going to have to fill out a new patient form, the same as the doctor, kind of, with your personal information and health history and stuff. And you fill out the form, you give them your prescription, they're going to like work on it in the back. They give you this little book. What is it?
So okusuri techo. Okusuri means medication, and techo means like a booklet. So it'll log your like a medical history.
Yeah.
So you're like give to that to prescription pharmacist at the counter, so that they can like update the log so that you won't get misdiagnosed or misprescripted.
So that, you won't like get 2 prescriptions that maybe like you can't take together.
Right.
Yeah. Or something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah. It's good to have that history written down in your book. Like if I need to show my doctor like medicines I've been taking, I just give him the book. I don't have to like remember off the top of my head. Like,
so that's nice, right?
Yeah.
But sometimes you forget it. Some of the pharmacies now offer like apps.
Oh, really?
Yeah, keep track of it. But it's not like completely uniformed yet, so that's the only thing that stinks. But overall, I think it's like a very good system that works.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's really good too. Sometimes they'll also give you a sticker, so if you forget your book, you can like put the sticker in your book when you get home.
Oh yeah, I've done that too.
Yeah. So once they're done filling your prescription, they'll call your name, and then you go get it and you pay for it, and the pharmacist will describe how to take it to you. Usually this is done in Japanese. Maybe you can find some that speak English.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't know, right? I've never been in a situation where but they'll explain like, but I think it's like pretty like self-explanatory. It's like, hey, this is for this symptoms and this is for this symptoms, and you get eye drops as well, or and like you take it twice a day. It's usually like after breakfast and after dinner, stuff like that. So it's like pretty like universal concept, I feel like.
Yeah, and they do actually have, usually you can ask for a paper in English that will describe the medicine that you're taking and how to take it.
Oh.
And my pharmacy, they know I speak English and Japanese because I think I'm like the only foreign customer who can remember. So every time they give me both. And that's nice. It's convenient. It's nice to know in your native language exactly like what medicines you're taking and how.
Yeah.
And like
that when stuff. It comes to like medication and like medical care and stuff like that, sometimes like you just want to like do it in your native pp
Yeah, for sure. When it's like health and stuff, you don't want to like accidentally like, I don't know, take too much medicine and die. So
it's not funny, but yeah.
So yeah, I'd say that's pretty much it. And then it's really cheap, the prescriptions. It's like only like 1,000 yen or like around.
Yeah. So, when you visit dentist for like your like, for what's it called? Like a checkup or like cleaning, like it's so cheap that like I don't even like remember how much it costs.
It's like 1,300.
It's like 1,000. Yeah.
It's like the same price as lunch.
Yeah. It's like what, like $8?
Yeah.
Something like that. And if you get like I don't know, like floss or like some sort of like medication, like a medicated like toothpaste or something like that, I mean, you're just gonna pay for it. So it's like that's like another, $5 to $10. I mean, you walk away just paying like $20, something like that. I mean,
it's amazing.
It's amazing.
It's really great.
Yeah.
And there's one more medical thing I wanted to talk about, which is the like yearly mandatory, what do you call it?
So
健康診断.
健康診断, an NG 健康診断 is annual health checkup that your employers are obligated to do for every single employees.
How was yours this year, Shota?
Oh, I haven't gotten results yet, but I usually get so you're like graded, right?
Yeah, you're graded on your health.
Mm-hmm. And if you get below, I think D, you have to like go
to the hospital
again for like a further check, you know.
Yeah.
And then doctors will tell you like what to fix and stuff like that. I usually get I think I get like B or C. But no, I'm healthy, guys. I'm very healthy. I take care of my body. I work out a lot regularly. But okay, I weighed around 150 pounds, 55 pounds, which is about 70 kg in for those of you that are not American.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm only 5'4", which is 163 centimeters. So my BMI is very bad.
Especially for Japan, right?
Especially for Japan.
Yeah.
So, I mean, look at me. Like, I'm not exactly skinny, but like, I'm not obese. You know what I mean?
Like, you're in shape. You go to the gym,
I'm in shape, yeah. Like I ran like half marathon like a couple of years ago. Yeah. I'm in shape.
A couple years ago.
No, but like I regularly work out, you know what I mean? But I've never got an A.
Me neither. And I'm so healthy.
What's wrong with you?
I have high cholesterol. Despite, I know that's crazy,
but
right?
What?
I eat like vegetarian-esque and like I work out a lot. It's apparently genetic.
Yeah.
So I do have to take measures though to like keep it as low as possible. Mm-hmm. So I don't have to go on medication, but I do have to go back to the doctor and see someone for it because I did just get my health checkup for my company like 2 weeks ago, and I just got the results a few days ago, and it's not looking good for my cholesterol.
Oh, damn.
So I have to get that in check. So I'll probably just go to like a regular clinic and just like bring my results there and be like, hey, can you interpret these for me and tell me what I should do?
Yeah, but like without these like annual health checkup that is mandatory, so you I don't know for you, but like I get to take like half day off for that.
Yeah.
So like I actually kind of like look forward to it, right?
Yeah, it's kind of nice. You like get to take off of work.
You really get to know your body, right? I was like, oh wow, blood pressure or like cholesterol level. I know like it's not like fun to know, but like it's good
important.
To know. It's important to know.
It's important to know. Yeah. And we don't take these preventative measures in the US. Like I wouldn't just like get a blood test for no reason.
Yeah, what do you guys do?
Nothing.
Nada.
Nothing. We usually don't go to the doctor until we're sick because it's so expensive. So we don't do preventative stuff like we do in Japan.
Right.
And I think that's a problem. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's really nice to have this in Japan. But I was really confused as to what to do. So some companies will book it for you, like at Eon when I worked as an English teacher. They kind of booked everything for me. I just had to tell them like the time and date that I wanted to go. And they were like, okay, we took care of it. But I had to book my own this time for my company. And so basically the manager sent me a list of like clinics in my area. And unfortunately, these 3 clinics that were in my area, none of them had online reservations. So I did have to like call and make my appointment in Japanese. Yeah, but it was totally fine. The only thing I didn't know was like they asked me like what kind of health checkup I needed. Like I was like, oh, like the annual work checkup. It's called Ippan Kenko Shindan.
Ippan Kenko Shindan.
So the Ippan part I didn't know. So I was just like the Futsuno. I was like Futsuno.
I mean, that should work though. No,
she got it after.
She got it.
She was
right?
like, Ippan Kenko Shindan. I was like, hi, Ippan Kenko Shindan desu.
Yeah.
So that's what it's called if you have to make your own appointment. And then you just go there on the day of. You fill out your new patient thing if it's a new clinic for you. And they take you through a series of tests where you go from the blood test to the vision test.
Blood pressure, vision
test.
P test, yeah. And then they'll check your like hearing as well.
And an x-ray. And one thing to note is like you can't refuse any of these checkups. They're kind of mandatory.
Oh, I did not know.
If you do try to refuse them, the company will have to like pay a fine. So like I was a little scared to get an x-ray because I felt like I didn't want to like put my body through radiation if it didn't have to, like if there wasn't anything wrong. Sure. So when I first did this checkup, I was like, can I skip the x-ray? And they were like, no, you have to like get permission from your company.
Oh, is that right?
I was like, kind of mad because I was like, it's my body. Like I should be able to choose what like I get done to it, but that's just not how it works here.
Well, I mean, companies are like responsible for your health and like they get like penalties if they don't. So yeah, I mean, it's somewhat understandable.
Yeah, so now I understand, and I just go with the x-ray. It's once a year.
Yeah.
And it is less radiation than a flight, apparently. So that's what they told me, at least, at the clinic.
I want to go into like more the booking pattern. So, because like I've done a few, right? Okay. I've worked for like multiple different companies. The first company that I worked for, they had like the designated date. You know, they broke us into like a few different groups. So, okay, on Monday, you know, group A, you know, you go together, you know, it's in the same area. And group B, you know, you guys go on Tuesday and so on. So it was like fairly straightforward.
Yeah.
You just follow your group, you
Yeah.
know, and we all went together. So that was nice. My current company, on the other hand, it's like that.
Okay.
Except for they just give you the list of clinics that you can go to.
Yeah.
And you book it either through phone or website. And you show up, take the test, and then I think a couple weeks later, or maybe like a month later, you get a letter from the clinic showing all the results. You take the picture of it and you upload to the they give you the link to the website and you upload it. And 상교의, so industrial medical doctors will take a look at it and they'll approve, and that's all you have to do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know about that part. I might have to do that second part.
Yeah, you might have to do that.
I probably do.
Yeah.
Okay, good to know. Yeah, my results came 1 week later in the mail. I know when I worked for Eon, the results were given to me the day of, and like the doctors there interpreted them for me. They also did send me with one of my coworkers who was kind of like the translator, which is kind of embarrassing because then she like got to know all of my medical history. But yeah, that it was nice to have someone translate for me.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
So
also, if you're over 35, apparently like you have to go through like more procedures. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
What's it called? You put like camera like into
an endoscopy.
Endoscopy.
E-camera desu ne.
E-camera. So what's it called in English?
Endoscopy.
Endoscopy. Yeah. So apparently, if you're over 35, like it's like mandatory. I could be wrong, but like
I know. I think you're right because Japan has one of the highest rates of stomach cancer. Very interestingly, because we eat a lot of raw fish here,
right.
And like there's this bacteria called H. pylori that like loves raw fish, and so a lot of people have this H. pylori, and it causes stomach cancer.
Oh, that makes sense.
That's why it's so common here.
So so if you none of us here is over 35, so like we haven't done that yet. But if you come in here and if you're over 35, that's what you can expect out of annual health checkup.
Yeah, it also varies based on your company of what kind of health checkup you're getting. Like I did the Ippan, the general one. I think for Eon, I also had to do gynecology test, and like they checked like everything, like this area, like all of the like things. I didn't have that this time. My company just did the like general one.
Also, if you want to go through like CT scan and like other like extra add-ons, I don't know about your company, but my company like let us like, well, you have to like pay for it yourself, but like you can choose the add-ons and options and what's it called, like courses.
Yeah. I was able to do that with Eon when I worked at Eon, and I chose to find out my blood type. That was like one of the things. I paid extra to find out my blood type because everyone in Japan was asking me for my blood type and I didn't know it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's how I found out my blood type.
Type A, right?
A+.
Yeah, A+. Nice.
So perfect grade for me. So yeah, I guess that covers everything, right?
I think so. I
think that's it. And if you have any questions, feel free to send us an email at kotatsuklubbpodcast@gmail.com. And we'll see you next time.
Peace.
Thanks for tuning in.